Most young men are not failing because they're weak. They're failing because nobody taught them how to think. So they drift, distracted, comfortable, addicted to entertainment, waiting for motivation that never arrives. And according to Grant Cardone, that's exactly how average lives are created, quietly, one wasted day at a time. And once you understand the advice successful men live by, you'll realize why so many people stay stuck for years without even noticing it. Being a young man today is dangerous in ways most people never talk about. Not physically, mentally, because modern life rewards distraction. Scroll more, consume more, think less, avoid discomfort, and slowly, ambition disappears. That's why so many young men feel lost now. No direction, no purpose, no discipline. They want success, but live without structure. Want confidence, but avoid difficult things. Want change, but repeat the same habits every day. And the scary part? Years disappear like this. That's why advice from people like Grant Cardone resonates with millions. Not because he's perfect, but because he speaks directly about discipline, standards, responsibility, and massive action. Things most people avoid talking about honestly. Most people underestimate how dangerous average thinking really is. Because average thinking feels normal. Wake up late, waste time, complain about life, avoid risk, blame circumstances, repeat, and eventually, people become trapped in routines they secretly hate. Not because they're incapable, because their habits slowly destroyed their confidence. This is why many young men today feel mentally exhausted despite doing very little meaningful work. Their energy is constantly being drained. Social media, comparison, dopamine addiction, distraction. Modern life trains weak focus, and weak focus creates weak execution. That's why disciplined people stand out now. Because focus became rare. And rare qualities create rare results. Nobody explains masculinity or discipline properly anymore. Everything became surface level. Luxury, money, status, attention. But successful men understand something deeper. Real strength is internal. Self-control, consistency, responsibility, focus. And Grant Cardone constantly talks about taking massive action because he understands something important. Most people stay stuck because they wait too long. They wait for confidence, wait for certainty, wait for motivation. Meanwhile, life keeps moving. That's why discipline matters more than emotion. Motivation is temporary. Habits are permanent. And once a young man understands that, his entire life can start changing rapidly. Part 1. Stop thinking small. One of the most powerful lessons connected to Grant Cardone is thinking bigger, because small thinking creates small behavior. Most young men limit themselves before even trying. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? But successful people ask different questions. What if this works? What if I become disciplined? What if I regret never trying? That shift changes everything, because your standards determine your actions, and your actions determine your future. This is why ambitious people often look obsessive to average people, because ordinary thinking rarely creates extraordinary outcomes. That's important to understand, but here's the real difference. Thinking big means nothing if your habits stay weak, and this next lesson explains why so many young men lose confidence without realizing it. Part 2. Your habits are destroying or building you. Most people think confidence comes first. It doesn't. Action comes first. Confidence is built through evidence. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens self-respect. Every excuse weakens it. That's why discipline matters so much psychologically. If you constantly delay things, your brain notices. If you constantly avoid discomfort, your brain notices. And slowly, you stop trusting yourself. That's dangerous. Because once self-respect disappears, motivation usually disappears too. This is why disciplined routines matter. Wake up earlier, train consistently, read daily, Execute goals. Protect your focus. Simple habits. Repeated long enough, they completely change identity. And this is exactly what successful men understand earlier than everyone else. Part 3. Stop waiting for motivation. This lesson alone can change someone's life. Most young men are addicted to motivation. They want to feel ready before taking action. But successful people move before they feel ready. That's the difference. Look at athletes like Kobe Bryant. He trained when tired, trained when uncomfortable, trained when nobody watched. Because discipline is not emotional, it's behavioral. And Grant Cardone constantly reinforces this mindset. Massive action, not perfect action. Massive action. Because movement creates momentum, and momentum changes identity. Meanwhile, overthinking creates paralysis, and paralysis quietly destroys ambition. And this is exactly why most people stay stuck. They spend years preparing mentally instead of executing physically. But the next lesson might be the hardest one for modern young men, because it requires sacrifice. Part 4. Protect your focus aggressively. Modern life is built to distract you, and distracted men become weak mentally over time. Think about it. Most people cannot sit quietly for 10 minutes anymore. Their brain constantly seeks stimulation. Phone, videos, notifications, entertainment, again and again. That destroys focus. And focus is one of the most valuable skills in modern life. Because focused people execute more, learn faster, build momentum quicker. This is why successful people protect attention aggressively. Less noise, less drama, less meaningless scrolling. Because whatever controls your attention controls your future. That's why disciplined men often appear different from everybody else. They're intentional, and intentional people usually build better lives. Part 5. Embrace discomfort early. Comfort destroys ambition quietly. That's why many young men stay trapped in potential forever. Everything today is designed to feel easy. Instant entertainment, instant pleasure, instant distraction. But growth rarely feels comfortable. That's why difficult things matter. Training, working, learning, failing, trying again. This is exactly why people like David Goggins became mentally strong. They trained themselves to handle discomfort voluntarily. And the truth is, the more discomfort you avoid, the weaker you become psychologically. But the more discomfort you face, the more resilient you become. That changes your entire mindset. But here's where everything changes. The real battle was never against other people. It was always against the weaker version of yourself. And this next lesson explains why responsibility changes everything. Part 6. Take responsibility for your life. This advice is powerful because it's uncomfortable. Most people blame everything except themselves. The economy, their parents, bad luck, other people. And yes, life can be unfair. But responsibility creates power. Because once you accept responsibility, you stop waiting to be saved. That's when action begins. And this is something Grant Cardone constantly pushes. Winners focus on solutions. Average people focus on excuses. That psychological difference compounds massively over time. Because excuses create stagnation. Responsibility creates movement. Part 7. Build a future version of yourself. Most young men live randomly. No vision, no structure, no clear identity. That's dangerous, because without direction, distractions take over easily. Successful people create future identities intentionally. They ask, who do I want to become? What habits would that version of me have? What standards would he tolerate? That's powerful, because identity shapes behavior. If you see yourself as weak, you behave weakly. If you see yourself as disciplined, your actions slowly align with that identity. This is why habits matter so much. They are identity-building actions, repeated daily. And this is exactly what most people never realize until it's too late. The future version of you is being created right now by the habits you repeat every single day. Now imagine this carefully. Imagine repeating your current habits for the next 5 years. Same distractions. Same excuses. Same low standards. Same procrastination. Where would your life end up? That's the terrifying part. Most people are not destroyed by one massive failure. They are quietly destroyed by repeated average decisions. And suddenly, you realize something painful. Nobody is coming to save you. Your future depends on your standards, your habits, your discipline, your focus. And the moment you stop tolerating weakness inside yourself, everything begins changing. That's the real transformation. Not becoming perfect, becoming intentional, because disciplined men are not born differently. They are built differently through repeated difficult decisions. So if you're a young man trying to change your life, start now. Think bigger. Wake up earlier. Protect your focus. Stop waiting for motivation. Take responsibility. Embrace discomfort. Execute consistently. Simple principles. Repeated daily. That's how confidence is built. That's how discipline is built. That's how ordinary men slowly become extraordinary over time. And remember this, you do not become strong by talking about change. You become strong by acting differently when it's uncomfortable. And the strangest part, most people will hear this, agree with it completely, then wake up tomorrow and repeat the same habits again. Because average behavior feels comfortable. But the men who truly transform their lives, they understand one thing most people ignore. Your future is shaped by the standards you refuse to compromise on when nobody is watching.